What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Hawkins, and this is the Public Land Sportsman. This week, Thanksgiving Day, I'm going to go try to shoot a doe. I'm going to do some in-season scouting, and I'm trying to really get eyes on a buck for Amber. She hasn't tagged her buck yet. The 28th, I actually shoot a red fox, but I didn't get that on videotape. And then the 29th, there was a snowstorm that rolled in that morning. I hunted that morning. We started getting, I think we got 8 inches of snow that day. It started snowing roughly around 7:30, 8 o'clock, I think. And I saw quite a few deer. Sat all day for the most part. Didn't see much that evening. And then on the 30th, me and Harley go hunting, and we try to get him a deer. And we go back to the same spot. So I hope you guys enjoy the show and come along, and let's get started.
All right, it's Thanksgiving Day. I'm kind of doing some postseason scouting. I got one doe tag, so I brought my bow, and I'm probably gonna try to stick a doe if I can. I'm hoping to stalk one. I saw 2 earlier. They were heading out this field and they hit this ditch line, so yeah, I'm gonna see if we can't get some videos, some bucks, and try to kill a doe and have some fun. So happy Thanksgiving, you guys, and hopefully we gig one.
The deer we had been hunting, this is where I'd killed my buck here, and then Amber was chasing a really nice buck out there. And these deer were moving onto private land, and they were using the irrigation ditch. They were just bedding down out there during the day. That way they could see everything that was coming and going out of that piece of public. I want to say 10 or 11 deer. And you'll see in the video where these deer are using this private land to just kind of stage before cutting through into the feeding area. They were doing a little bit of feeding out in this cut cornfield, but not a whole lot. I imagine they're still eating leftover agriculture, soybeans, corn that's been cut, and then acorns. Really going to be looking for some red oaks this week. Supposed to go out today, get some video and do some scouting. Snow rolled back in. Kids didn't have school, so I'm here for the day, but I will be out tomorrow morning, so I'm going to find a buck. I'm going to find a big buck for Amber to shoot, and then we're going to Ohio. That is my goal. I want to get her buck killed, and then I'll go to Ohio and fill my tag. But I feel like if I go without getting her tag filled, then she'll get kind of put on the back burner second to my mess, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, we're gonna do this the right way. Get her buck down, and then go to Ohio. So I will be on it hot and heavy this week, finding some feed trees and finding a place to put her little behind. So
It is November 29th, Saturday. Doing a little observation sit this morning, trying to find some more deer, maybe get eyes on a buck for Amber, and trying to find some more does. And this is just a little place that it's a piece of property, piece of public property, but this is just a subsection of that property. And I was banking on the fact that nobody's been in here in a while, and seemed to be right. Seen 10 deer so far this morning, heard a grunt, had a little cow horn doing a little bit of chasing on a doe, and yeah, they got within 10 yards, and snowing pretty good this morning. So there's an old railroad trestle that runs through here, runs through this property. So I just tucked up next to one of the old pylons and got out of the wind and the snow so I could use the camera. Wouldn't hurt any camera gear. Gonna get the ground blind set up down here and get Amber down here and see if we can't get her a buck this afternoon. So you guys stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. It says 98% of my viewers are unsubscribed. So if you don't mind, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care, and let's gig one, boy.
this week's tip is all about breaking the rules in the smartest way possible. Everyone talks about brush piles, cedar pockets, and tree trunks, but sometimes the best concealment is something hunters walk right past, like an old railroad trestle. Here's why this setup works so well. Under a trestle, you got deep shade, heavy vertical structure, bare ground that stays snow-free long after the rest of the woods turn white. That creates a perfect situation where your ground blind blends into a darker earth tone pocket while the rest of the landscape is bright and wide open. Deer see contrast, not detail, so hiding in the darkest, busiest, most cluttered spot in the area makes you practically invisible. The trestle pilings break up your outline, they frame your blind, and they create unpredictable shadows that swallow movement. And they also turn a man-made structure into natural camouflage. Meanwhile, the lack of snow underneath gives you built-in color match. Your blind melts into the brown ground, while the world around you is white. To a deer's eyes, everything under that trestle becomes one big shadow. It's the perfect example of thinking beyond typical cover. Sometimes the winning move isn't finding the best tree, it's using the landscape, old bridges, culverts, rock cuts, field edges, erosion pockets, anything with dark shade and broken lines, to disappear where deer never expect a hunter to be. So the tip of the week, don't just look for cover. Look for contrast, places where shade, clutter, and odd structure combine to make you vanish. Even an old railroad trestle can become your deadliest blind.
I got down in this river bottom because the wind was so bad the last few days. I had an idea it'd be kind of calm down here, and it was. Came in here yesterday morning and sat for about 30 minutes. I shot a red fox, so as soon as I shot him, I just grabbed it and got out of here. The irrigation ditches, there's 3 of them right here, kind of coming into this river bottom. There's another drainage that goes to the river. Anyways, these deer are using these irrigation ditches as travel corridors, and they'll use those to get out into the fields and move back and forth without being seen. Then they'll hit this other irrigation ditch and use that to travel as well, right next to the river. So I'm set up right on the high side of this main irrigation ditch, I should say.
The last 48 to 72 hours have shown a classic shift into late post-rut patterns, with early signs of a secondary rut bump. Does are grouping up again, which is normal as the majority of mature bucks stop pushing them around. This also means the social hierarchy resets and bedding patterns stabilize. A young buck chasing a doe this late is a big clue. A small percentage of does were not bred during the main rut, and their estrus cycle resets 28 days later, placing them right into this week. Deer are using the middle of the cut cornfields, specifically the irrigation ditches, as safe zones and travel corridors. This is extremely common when hunting pressure spikes, when the wind direction is unpredictable, and snow pushes deer out of noisy, crunchy timber. Deer are noticeably spookier, but still very killable. The combination of fresh snow, cold temps, and the security of big open fields actually funnels movement more predictably. The deer were holding tight to the edges, but the true movement was out in the open fields. Bedding near cut corn suggests they want quick access to high-calorie carbs. They're avoiding timber where snow builds up and creates noises. This is the key pattern right now, midfield irrigation ditch usage. Whitetails use irrigation ditches because they provide windbreak during heavy snow. They are low visibility travel routes where deer can see danger long before it sees them, and pressure pushes deer into the middle of the fields where hunters rarely walk. If you glass deer holding there, that's their primary daytime safety zone right now. The fresh snow is flipping deer movement into a very predictable rhythm. Snow quiets the woods tomorrow and the next day. Food becomes more concentrated. Cut corn is now a magnet. Cold front following snow means deer need to feed heavy. Expect deer to stand up earlier in the afternoon. Bucks recovering from the rut will be on predictable food to cover lines. Any unbred does will cause short, intense pockets of chasing, mostly 1.5 to 2.5-year-old bucks at first. You're entering the exact window where any doe not bred around November 1st and 10th will cycle again November 29th through the 6th. Mature bucks will re-engage quietly at first, then aggressively once they scent check and locate a receptive doe. This week can be surprisingly good if you're hunting doe groups, edge of cut corn, funnels that lead from bedding to open fields, areas with zero human foot traffic. At midday, bucks may cruise again between 10:30 to 2 during the secondary rut. Sit tight if you can. Hunt the entry routes to the irrigation ditch or the corners of the field. Set up where deer exit timber before stepping into the open. The deer are definitely spooky, they're still killable, and the fresh snow, cold temps, and doe groups, plus a few unbred does, a perfect mini rut storm. The next 3 to 5 days could be the most productive of the entire post-rut phase. All right, so I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot a doe, or do you want to hold out and wait on a buck?
Buck.
Sure, you want to wait on a buck?
Yeah, a buck.
All right, we'll do
Deep
that.
antlers.
Need antlers. Well, we're on our way out here, and they're obviously hitting scrapes since last night. Yeah, we're gonna get that one. Hey, you don't have to talk into the microphone like that. It picks up whatever you're saying. So we're set. We're ready. Super bright. You can't see out there. What do you think, Bob? Colossal.
Yeah, colossal meat, big buck.
Well, it looks like our winter storm is finally over. We got some sun poking through.
What is that sound?
Sandhill cranes.
Hey, play. Oh my gosh.
All right, well, that's going to do it for me and Harley's hunt. We did not get a deer today. We actually did not see one, which was quite unbelievable. But I'm gonna get back out there here this week and starting tomorrow and try to find a buck. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any tips, any tricks for the late season, drop them in the comments down below. And if you guys don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I am a horrible carpenter. You don't want me building stuff the rest of my life. You would rather have me doing YouTube videos, I promise you. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.